welcome to another episode of Head to Head. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and today we have a very interesting match for you. In this corner, we have the Nanlite Pavotube 26C, which is the reigning champion right now. And in this corner, we have the Luxceo. This is the Diffusero. It is basically the P200. So let's go down to the ring and let the fight begin. Now, first off, let's take a look at the Luxceo, and here is the technical information. And now that that's done, let's go ahead and look at the unit itself. Now, first off, in the box, you are going to get the Luxceo itself. You're going to get this absolutely beautiful plush logo case. And this is something that I think Luxceo does very well is their design seems like it's quality. It's very rock solid, very quality, very, very nice, very, very rugged. And inside, of course, you can see it's just very nicely stitched. It has a nice inside coating, whereas the Nanlite one is just cheap Michaels fabric. So there you go. You are going to get two wrist straps. Now you can either attach one to either end, or you can attach one to the typical Luxceo cheap remote that you get. Unfortunately, this remote, again, controls every Luxceo light in the room. They don't change the frequencies on this. So if you're turning this to special effects, you're going to be turning another one, the one behind me, to special effects too. But you can add a wrist strap to that as well so you don't lose it. And last but not least, and we'll get into this, you do get this piece of black polished metal. This feels like steel. I mean, just listen to that. It is rock solid and heavy. We'll go into that. And that's basically what you get. Now, let's take a look at the unit. It is rock solid. I mean, this thing is, if you drop this thing, it is not going to break. Even the diffusion feels solid. So very cool. You do get a battery indicator light there, and that also blinks when you're charging it. You do get 1/4-20, and then the back is absolutely blank. You do have one button to rule them all again, where you just kind of push in this button on this cap. And that's going to cycle through the modes, turn it on, turn it off, turn on your Bluetooth. Now, when you lift up this cap, you are going to get both a USB Type-C and a USB, which is super awesome. And of course, you get this tiny little button. That's the button you're pushing when you push in the cap. That's the one button to rule them all. And that's it. No screen, no nothing. If you look at the Nanlite, you get controls, you get screen, you get 2/4-20s. So that is something different that it has going for it there. Now, let's talk about magnets. The Nanlite has always had these absolutely terrible magnets. There's 1, 2, 3 in the cap, and that's about it. There's nothing on the front. And they are very small, and they give you these cheap pieces of aluminum or metal. I think they're like, I don't know what they are, but they're very, very bright. They reflect light, and they stick out like a sore thumb when taped to a wall. I've lost so many of these. Whereas Luxceo was very smart, and as you can see, the Luxceo magnets are actually much longer and are much stronger. So if you take this black piece of metal to the wall and stick this to the wall, it is not going anywhere. The magnets are far better in this than they are in the Nanlite, and that is a huge plus. Okay, so here we are with the Tuya Smart app. This is an absolutely terrible smart app. I really wish Tuya would update this app because it really tells you no information. But let's go ahead and turn this thing on, and let's go into what I'm only guessing is daylight. And let's go ahead and turn off the lights, and I'll show you this. Okay, so here we are at 100% power. What I can only guess is daylight. I sort of kind of matched it to the Nanlite, but there you go. There it is. Now, the downside you will find out immediately is this only goes down to 5%, which isn't so bad. You don't need it to switch off because you can just tap the remote and turn it off. But 5%, not bad. Now, there does seem to be a little bit of a color shift. Here it is at about 50%, and here it is at 100%. And here it is at 5%. And there is a definite color shift when you go to 5%. So that is something to be aware of. Now let's go back to 100% and let's go to what I'm guessing is middle range here. And again, it gets a little bit more orange at the bottom. Here's about center, and there's about top. Now let's go to what I'm guessing is about tungsten-ish. This is where I kind of had it matched to the Nanlite. And again, there's your 50% there. And here's your 1%. And as you can see on the tungsten, when you get down to that 5% is definitely there's definitely a light quality change. It definitely goes more orangey. Now let's check out the color. And again, this is what I've kind of matched and guessed that is about blue. And as you can see, it does have that disgusting kind of greenish quality to it. And it's even worse when you go down. So again, the colors are not great. You do get some saturation here, but it's just fine. And of course, you do get a mode here that is just all scenes, but you don't get to, in the phone app, you cannot control the special effects. You are going to need the remote control. And of course, the remote control has flash, RGB, police, and lightning, and that's about it. That's about all the frills. Now, one thing this thing does have is does have music, so you can put these in the background and they will dance to your music, which is nice. So here's 5600 Kelvin on the Nanlite, and as you can see, this is so much brighter than the Luxceo. Let's go ahead and show you the Luxceo. And again, I've sort of kind of matched them. The Luxceo is a little greener, but this is 100% out here, and this is 100% on the Nanlite. So as you can see, much better color from the Nanlite than the Luxceo. Let's go ahead and drive this down to what I'm guessing is tungsten here. There's kind of your tungsten-ish color. And let's drive this one down to about 3200. And there is your 3200 right there. And here's your 3200 here, to give you an idea. So that's roughly, I'm guessing, and sort of kind of matching it to my monitor. But as you can see, quality varies. You are, however, getting much more light out of the Nanlite than you are the Luxceo. And again, here is the Luxceo. Here is the Nanlite right here. That's the blue of the Nanlite. And this is the blue, what I'm guessing is the blue of the Luxceo. Again, not very good. In fact, my Luxceo in the back actually has and that's just a remote one, that actually has better blue than some of their newer lights. So now let's talk accessories here. Now first off, unfortunately, the Nanlite clip will not fit around the Luxceo. It is just too thick, unfortunately. Now, I know Luxceo does make a clip like this, but you're gonna have to source it from like Alibaba or AliExpress or some other website that isn't in America, because I have not yet, or eBay, I have not found these in the States. Now, one thing that I really do love is the fact that the Nanlite grid does work for this light, and it's very easy to assemble. All I have to do is shove it through one, shove it through two. You are gonna have a big gap, but that's okay. Make sure the recorder 20 is on the bottom. And then I'm gonna take the metal, and I'm gonna line this up properly. And then I take the metal plate, and that's gonna clamp it right in so it's not gonna go anywhere. And there we go. There is the grid working with the Pavotube. And as you can see, it works fairly well. It does cut the light pretty well. I'm very impressed that you could actually use the Nanlite grid for this. Now you are gonna get like a little, this little top empty, and there'll be a little bit of light spill here, but all in all, not bad. It does actually work. So what's the final takeaway here? Who is going to be crowned champion? Well, first off, let's talk about the pros and cons of each, starting with the Luxceo. Now, pros, excellent, excellent build quality, rock solid, USB, Type-C, and USB. It is waterproof. It just feels rock solid. You get a fantastic matte black piece of steel, better magnets, which just works so much better than the Nanlite. You get a very nice cushy case. You do get a remote with a few special effects. We'll go into that, and you do get a phone app. Now, the negatives. The quality of light is not great. The RGB, you only get 1 strip of RGB and 2 strip of bicolor. And the RGB, not great at all. Not as good as my old Luxceo light that I actually use in my background. Not great. Oh, another great thing I just want to add is much longer battery life. But getting back to the cons, quality not great. Phone app, not great. You have no idea what color you're on. It doesn't give you a color temperature or HSI. You do get a remote. While I like the remote, and it does have a few special effects, but not many. If you have multiple lights, if you're using the remote, every light is going to change. Also, you have to be pointing at the right spot, and there's limited range with the remote. Using the phone app works just fine. Again, it's that Tutoya app. It is terrible. I really wish they would update this thing and give us some numbers on this thing. And you can't get the special effects on the app. Of course, this does dance to music, and you can do those weird presets that I'll never, ever use. Like I said, very nice case. All nice things that come with this. Now, with the Nanlite, you are getting quality and functionality. It's not made as well. If you drop this, it'll crack, but you're getting more mounting points. You're getting all the controls on a nice screen on here. You have lots and lots and lots of accessories that are available for this. The negative is the terrible magnets and the fact that this thing just does not hold, and the bright, shiny pieces of metal that reflect lights all the time into the camera lens. And you get this very, very cheap bag. And all in all, Nanlite quality is kind of meh because they're trying to be affordable. But the quality of light that you get in this and the special effects and everything that comes in this makes it well worth it. Now, which one of these am I going to crown the winner? Who takes home the championship belt? And that is the Nanlite. That's right, the Nanlite Pavotube 2C6 is still the king of the ring. That's right. Now, here are the reasons why. This comes in about $61, this comes in about $90. And for 30 bucks more, you are getting so much more built in. While you're not getting good magnets or excellent build quality, you are getting more quarter 20s. You are getting, I do believe you can purchase this as a kit and get one of these with actually a tripod, with actually a mini ball head for about $90. So you are getting some accessories. But you're getting the great special effects, you're getting the great color, you're getting all the controls in the back, the great monitor, their Nanlite's color science, which is really good. The downside is you're not getting as long a battery than you would with the Luxceo, but you are getting an inch worth more of light. And again, Nanlite has been talking about bringing out a phone app for this. Hopefully it'll be out sometime this month. I was told March, so let's see if they make it to March. I did see that the link is up on their site, but you can't actually load the program into your phone yet. So I guess they're still working on it, but it is coming. So we will see. I will do a review of the phone app when I get it. But all in all, the Nanlite still is going to give you more value, even though it's $30 more. Now, why would you buy the Luxceo? The Luxceo is actually quite a nice, it is a nice light if you need something small, if you need something bicolor, a hair light, you know, an eye light, something for on camera, something to dance around in the background. This works fine. And it is rock solid. You can drop this thing and I have no qualms about it not breaking. And again, love the magnets, love what they did with the metal here. Nanlite could learn something from this. But all in all, the lack of controls and the quality of the RGB and the quality of even the LEDs are kind of what sink it for me. And the fact that I have no control over what color temperature I'm at. So that's it. The winner is the Nanlite and still the champ. But the Luxceo is a slightly cheaper, more affordable option if you are really on a tight budget or you're just starting out and you don't know if you want to get into tube lighting. The Luxceo does work fairly well as a bicolor light. So That's it. That's our match. But I want to know what you thought. So leave your questions and comments in the notes below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to mash that bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. And feel free to use the links as it helps out the channel. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and I'll see you next time in the ring.